Hey everybody, welcome to Rock, Paper, Hand Grenades. I'm Matt Connerton, and to my right, with the great hair, as we were just discussing off air, the Honorable Gary S. Hopper.
Hi, Matt. Nice
Hello.
to have you back.
Thank you, it's good to be back.
Kind of missed you last week.
Yeah, well, Steve did a great job filling in. And
Steve did, and our guest didn't show, and we freaking muddled right through that hour.
Did you not have a guest, or did you have the Phantom?
No, we didn't have the Phantom. We had the, it was originally supposed to be Speaker Jasper, but then he, about 3 days before, remembered that it was his mom's birthday that day.
Oh.
And then so he pawned it off on the majority leader. And the majority leader was all excited in the morning, but then he had a family emergency in the afternoon. So,
Wow.
So I'm starting to take this personal.
I know,
Lynette
right?
Peterson's supposed to be here now, and she's not here. So I think maybe there's like a FBI conspiracy that they're, maybe they're detaining people just before they get here. Say, we need to ask you a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Could be. Oh, what did we do this week? What did we do? I slept today.
Good.
I don't know what it was today. I was sitting in the State House, and I didn't miss any votes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like half listening and half dreaming.
Right.
It's kind of like I think it's one of those states of being that the Maharishis in India try to achieve.
Boredom?
No,
Oh.
it's like it's like boredom. It's like boredom, but it's like it's kind of a nirvana type thing where you're. Oh, did you ever see the what sequentially would be the first Star Wars?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you remember that they were fighting the Sith or whatever.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. See, everyone gets confused, including me. No, you mean...
No, you're confused. That doesn't mean everyone is.
No, I did not see sequentially the first one. I'm sorry. I should have paid attention to that word. No.
Yes, that was why I used it.
I didn't see any of the
prequels.
It gets so confusing with Star Wars.
It's wicked stupid.
No, I haven't seen any of the prequels.
Anyway.
The originals I saw.
They were fighting the Sith, and it was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I forget the guy's character. I always want to say Leslie Nielsen, but it's not. I think he's an English actor, tall guy.
Liam Neeson?
Nielsen. They were both fighting him, and there was this point where there's these two, like, almost magnetic doors.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't attack, so he sat there, like, meditating, waiting for the door to open again.
Yeah.
And I'm like that.
Oh.
I'm like a kind of a ninja slash. What are they called again? What are the guys? What are the guys with the
Jedi?
Jedi.
Oh,
I'm
you're
like
a ninja
Jedi kind of guy.
Yeah.
Who, when I'm not attacking, I'm just at peace.
Yes.
Sometimes I snore when I'm at peace.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm at peace.
So you're like a ninja Jedi with apnea.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. That pretty much describes me perfectly.
Yes.
So what the heck did we do this week? Oh, this week was really cool. A big shout out to the folks over at New Hampshire New Hampshire Recovery. Hope for New Hampshire Recovery. I should be able to remember the name, seeing that I'm thanking them, but nope, not me. That's part of that Nirvana thing. I can have a moment, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anyway, they showed up, and a lot of them showed up for my bill. When was that? Last Thursday.
Okay.
And it went really well. There was really only one person testified that wasn't against it, but you could tell they were against it. The lobbyist, I think when they see that there's overwhelming odds against their position, will show up, and they look around and they're trying to get a feel for what's going on.
Yeah.
And they'll say, "Hey, look, I'm not for or against this. I'm just here for informational purposes."
Mm-hmm.
And then the information they provide is less than stellar. It's a way of tearing something down and trying to, because Because the
Yeah.
untrained eye, the people that are new there, the guests and things like that, would have said, "Oh, that's cool. We need information," but that's not really.
Right.
That's not their motive.
Yeah.
But anyway, other than the information that we received, there was a lot of people there supporting it. The bill that I have is co-sponsored by Sharon Carson, Senator Feltus, Claire Roulard, and somebody else that I've forgotten off the top of my head. And it basically, it's because I was talking to that with Pat Long
Yeah.
last summer is when I came up with the idea, and it's really kind of cool because and he started implementing it a little bit in Manchester already.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, and I asked him to be co-sponsor, but I guess he's just too busy or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, the bill basically requires that if a kid gets shot up with Narcan, they're supposed to go directly to the hospital. And if you have any people that or Narcan in your home for an individual in your family that needs it, make sure if they receive Narcan, they go right to the ER, because that Narcan you have might, because a lot of the heroin is either fentanyl or it's got a lot of fentanyl in it, and that Narcan might bring them back from the brink of death for a few seconds
Yeah.
or minutes, but if they relapse, you're done,
Yeah.
and the help is going to come too late. So people who receive a treatment of Narcan are supposed to go to the hospital. If the police do it, or the firefighters do it, or the EMTs do it, they bring them to the hospital.
Okay.
And what my bill does is looks at that. You've just brought somebody basically back from the brink of death, or you have, yeah. And what my bill requires is that before that person is released from the hospital, that person would have to be given an opportunity to talk to a recovery coach. And a recovery coach is a little bit different than maybe a social worker that already works at the hospital or this or that, because recovery coaches, the vast majority of them, are people in recovery, and they're people that can help you connect with a meeting if you want to get help. They can take you to a meeting. There's a lot of things a recovery coach can do
Yeah.
that a social worker's probably would lose her license for,
Sure.
or his license. So anyway, and they're also a lot cheaper than a social worker. So having that the premise is also that there's with an alcoholic or a drug addict, there's a very small window of opportunity to really get through the fog, because that disease has them by the throat and it's just trying to kill them.
Right. Right.
I think the attitude of the people in the emergency room or anywhere else for people who have received Narcan, you should treat them similarly to if a kid just tried to kill themselves and slit their wrists.
Yeah.
Okay? Because when they go in there, they're obviously not in their right mind.
Right.
They have lost control of their lives. People do, because what you might not understand about heroin is when people drop dead from heroin, it's that attempt to reach the perfect high, and the perfect high is that theoretical point just before you die.
Okay.
So it's not like, trying to get a little buzz by drinking. It's the perfect high is right at that
Right on the
teetering
edge.
point.
Wow.
And that's I think one of the downsides of Narcan, because it's allowed these people to take that chance a lot more often. But anyway, so the bill, the introduction of the bill went really well, and the only feedback I got was they wanted to expand it to include more counties,
Yeah.
and expand it to include somebody who comes in from like an alcohol type thing, which
Okay.
which
yeah.
is something I wanted to do anyway.
Sure.
But I figured if you're introducing legislation, if you can start small, the
Right.
probability of getting it through is pretty good.
Right.
So I'm not sure they're not expanding it to the point where it won't pass at all. But
Yeah, and that's a pitfall. You know, what's that expression? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
yeah.
So
But anyway, so that went really well. I haven't heard from the committee of anything they're doing. They're supposed to start up, head up a subcommittee and get it out of there really quick.
yeah.
Let's see. In Judiciary Committee this week, what did we do? What did we do? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't. I kind of wasn't there.
Ah.
Yeah. I mean, I was there in spirit.
We had a lot of bills today, and they're mostly stuff that
I'll often think, I wonder what they're doing in Judiciary Committee. So I'm with you in spirit, Gary, when you're there.
Well, I know my wife asked me that when I get home. So what bills did you decide on today?
So she's there in spirit as well.
Right,
In a
except I
sense.
can never remember.
Right. So
I
it's
am
almost like her and I are there more in spirit than you are in reality.
Yes,
Yes.
that would be a fair assertion.
But it's okay because you're a ninja
Because I'm a
Jedi.
ninja Jedi
Yes.
with
With
narcolepsy.
yeah. Oh,
No,
narcolepsy.
wait. Which one's narcolepsy?
Narcolepsy is when you just spontaneously fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm a narcoleptic.
There you go.
Narcoleptic ninja Jedi.
Yes.
That's such an awesome image, you know? Guys out there fighting.
Yeah, you lose a lightsaber battle or two if you're falling asleep while Darth Vader's
Yeah.
swinging that thing at you.
Oh, yeah, but think how funny it would be on TV.
Yes.
You might die, but it's... one other thing. So this month, and probably, I don't know, when are we having the primary and what day in February,
It's
you know?
February, is it the 5th?
Something the first Tuesday, right?
First Tuesday in February. I want to say it's the 5th.
Okay. So all this month, or most of this month, the Speaker of the New Hampshire House has allowed people who are running for president to come up and speak for about 15 minutes. And we had Chris Christie today.
Yeah.
And the weird one was we had Rubio up
Yeah.
this morning.
Yeah.
Well, Ted Cruz and Rand Paul are in D.C. for a good reason. There was a bill in that they voted on today in Congress, in the Senate, to curb the flow of Syrian refugees.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other people are down there trying to support this, and Rubio's up here kissing babies or
Well, he's
kissing
certainly-
legislators.
He's certainly consistent. He's really built a reputation for missing votes.
That bill failed 55 to 43.
Yeah.
And it should have been 56 to 43, but Mr. Rubio. But the other thing, too, is if he was actually down there fighting for this, how many votes could he have turned? I don't know.
Right.
You know, instead of campaigning up at the State House. But that was pretty irresponsible.
They should all give up anyway. Somebody Trump.
Pretty irresponsible. Like falling asleep while you're supposed to be legislating, things like that.
Right. He was probably there in spirit.
Oh,
See?
he's a ninja, not narcoleptic ninja.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent.
I wonder if he has sleep apnea.
Oh, what did we have yesterday? Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, if you want to go testify tomorrow, I forget what room it is. I think it's in room 302 or 5, third floor in the Legislative Office Building, is a bill to require people who have guns to have liability insurance to cover them.
That's new. I haven't heard of this.
Is
Really?
that good? That's another cute way of...
Wow. No kidding.
Right, so...
Are there states where this is a thing?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I just know that, that's like saying, well, you have to have liability insurance if you open your mouth to use your free speech, or
Right.
liability insurance in case you have a newspaper. Or, that's insane.
I'm really
To say
curious
your
now.
Constitutional amendment, your constitutional guarantees are guaranteed only if you have insurance to cover them.
I want to see if there's a state where that is in place. That's really interesting. I've never heard of that.
Anyway, that's tomorrow afternoon. And what happened yesterday?
I mean, that'll fail, right? I mean, I would assume there's probably not much chance of that passing.
I'm losing track of time. Was it? I think it was yesterday. It was 10 o'clock. Oh, that's what I did yesterday. That was the big deal yesterday. I forgot. Yeah, 10 o'clock they had the legalization of marijuana up at the State House.
Yes.
And the Girl Scouts missed an opportunity to sell Girl Scout cookies as far as I'm concerned. I didn't see them out there. You would have thought they would have been like right in back of the committee room, just sitting there, hey, you know.
They're trying to do this in New York, too, apparently. By the
Yeah.
way, the liability
What a
insurance.
shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a shocker. So, yeah, so that was 10 o'clock yesterday. Then at noontime, it was the Franklin Graham was out in front of the State House. It was very, very cold out there.
Yes.
But there was, I don't know how many hundreds of people showed up. I don't know if you saw the article, but
No.
I don't know. I know that the entire plaza was pretty packed. And it was good because you needed people close to you to keep from dying from the cold.
Yes. I did hear Trump say there was like 1 million people or something.
Million. No,
Yeah.
Trump wasn't there, so it was only 500,000.
Right, yes.
Right, right. What was I going to say about Trump? Oh, Trump pulled a cotton picking, was acted like a moron.
Yeah?
He went to Liberty University, and he's preaching about how Christian he is,
Yes.
and he's referring to 2 Corinthians. Then he went on to say, I don't know what it was, 23:13 or whatever.
Yeah?
And it was as if there were 2 Corinthians, Bob and Joe the Corinthians, who wrote these letters. And it was obvious he had no idea what he was talking about.
He has no clue.
He has no clue. I mean, I'm not a Bible scholar, but everybody who's looked into the Bible at all knows it's 2 Corinthians.
He gets away with BSing his way through so much. And
It's
just more of
insane.
that.
It is
It's just
it
more of
is
that.
BS. I mean, no, I've never even heard it called 2 Corinthians. And I've been around the circuit for a long, long time. I mean, that would be something like a little kid might say, but I've never even heard a little kid. Anyway, for those people who don't know, this 1st and 2nd Corinthians, those are letters to the Corinthians, the first letter and the second letter from Paul to the Corinthians.
Yeah.
So there aren't any people that are, Bob and Joe Corinthian. I don't know. That was pretty weird. Then Sarah Palin had a rough start to her support of Trump.
I can't even.
I feel bad.
Voice.
I know.
grates on
I
me.
like Sarah Palin.
I know you do.
I got her knife. I brought that on. Remember? I got a Sarah Palin knife at home.
That was a while ago. Wow.
It was a
Yeah,
long
I do
time.
remember.
Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Still got that.
Yeah.
And but no, I mean I guess her son's got PSTDs or PTSD.
PTSD. Yeah. I guess he.
PTSDs.
He's an Iraq veteran.
Yep. So
So that's
I don't hold that against her.
Oh, I don't
or
either.
him. I mean,
I don't either,
can't
no.
imagine. I know, and this is why I really don't want to support somebody who's out there advocating greater and bigger wars.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Governor Christie during the debates was I think it was Governor Christie, and it might have been Kasich. I'm not sure which two. We're talking about, well, we would have no-fly zones over Syria.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if the Russians went in? Oh, we'd knock them out of the air. I says, are you out of your mind?
Yeah, that's the beginning of global thermonuclear Armageddon right there,
Oh, yeah,
Governor
baby.
Christie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
him and Fiorina talks like that. That same debate, John Kasich, who I had liked up until that moment, said it's about time we punch the Russians in the mouth.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah,
It's
and-
like, what?
And then you see Rand Paul on camera just kind of shaking his head like he's thinking, these people are nuts. And then he basically said as much. Hillary Clinton, she was asked in a Democratic debate that question, what would you do? Because she also supports a no-fly zone, but she's a big warmonger. she's a neoconservative on foreign policy as far as I'm concerned, and she's all into that idea of the no-fly zone. And she was asked, well, what do you do if you do that and a Russian plane flies in? And she just kind of dodged it and said, well, we'll
no-fly zone
deal with
except
the
if
Russians,
somebody's
but-
flying over
Yeah.
the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like an insane moment. I mean, Christie
Yeah.
came up to speak in the legislature today, and I just got up and walked out.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
I don't really want to. I went down and had coffee instead because
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. He's to me is he's got some good issues that he's good at, but I don't trust him at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as PTSD, I always get the initials.
PTSD. Yeah.
Post-traumatic, yeah, PTSD. And because I dealt with that with my dad. Of course, it wasn't called that back then.
Right. What do they call it? Shell shock or something?
Yeah, it was, yes, but there was different levels. There's actually, if do you ever see the movie Patton?
I've never seen it. I've always wanted to.
You really should see it.
Yeah.
And there's one episode one part of the movie, and this is I guess reasonably well documented, where he went into the medic tent where these guys are in there for losing limbs and different things, and there was one guy in there who was just lost his frickin' mind,
Yeah.
and he called him a coward and kicked him out of the bed, and that was shell shock. Okay, but there's a lot of GIs who came back with shell shock, but they didn't allow it to prevent them from doing their duty.
Yeah.
But when they came back, they were pretty wound up.
Yeah.
I know a guy at our church, Henry, was at D-Day,
Yeah.
and he barely survived it. He was actually he's a short guy, really nice guy. You know him now, and he's just like he passed away, but he's a very, very kindly person.
Yeah.
And when he's small, so when he stepped off the landing craft to go onto the beach, he sunk under the water.
Yeah.
He was below, and with all the weight from the pack, he would have been amongst the
wow.
many who just drowned at the beach.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys that were tall guys in back of him pushed him up and got him up above the water and got him to the thing. But when he came back, he said, like, he got a job over here in the mill right away because he was kind of like a war hero type. They were treating their soldiers very well when they came back.
Yeah.
And his foreman, I forget exactly how it went, but basically his foreman came up behind him and just tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around, like, I think decked him
Oh wow.
and stuff. So he couldn't even.
Slinette.
There she is.
I thought you said 6:30.
No, it's similar to 6:30, but 6. So I'll just finish. But anyway, so Henry, when he came back from World War II, was messed up for a while. I think he even told me he almost killed his own mother
Wow.
because she came in and woke him up.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sarah Palin's son going through this, I totally get. I mean, what
Sure.
we do, what we have done to generations of children, because that's what they are when they go over. They're only 18.
Yeah.
They're basically kids.
Yeah.
And you just twist their little minds, and they come back. And I know my dad, and that's the one I lived with, was very, very angry and high-strung up until he was probably 50.
No kidding.
And it could have been me having me as a kid. Could have had something to do with it.
That had probably something to do
Hell,
with it.
do you think so?
I think so.
Oh, so anyway, so I heard that about Sarah's son, and I just feel bad for the
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
because that is I don't know what war would be like, but I don't want to know. I know I went and saw Apocalypse Now,
Did you? Yeah.
and I asked my dad about that. I says, that's crazy, because in Apocalypse Now, there's one of the commanders who's a commander of like a helicopter thing, and he's like out there surfing and stuff like that and doing all kind of like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I asked my father, I says, there's nobody in this service that's like that. He says, oh yes there is. The crazy ones were the good ones. Those are the ones who would take that go that extra mile
Sure.
and take that chance and actually win battles. The
Yeah.
ones who were reserved and cautious didn't go. They got shot.
Yeah.
But anyway, Lynette,
Gary,
the Honorable Lynette,
Representative Hopper.
you are leaving us and you're going to Texas.
Yes, unfortunately.
Why would you want to go to Texas? The weather here is so nice.
I
and
love
mild
winter. I live for winter. I hate summer. My
Yeah.
husband's job is being transferred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So why didn't you just leave him?
I love my husband dearly, thank you.
Oh,
So you love
Yes.
him more than winter.
sounds like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If you had to pick between winter and your husband,
Oh, my husband.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
love.
I guess
Yeah.
seems
Sounds
kind
like
of
it
like
to me.
seems like you're pushing the envelope.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
getting pretty close. I mean,
I know it.
if he
I
had
know
said
it.
if he had said New Jersey,
Yeah,
sorry,
oh yeah,
we're
that's
done.
it. That's
we're
it.
done.
We're sorry. Now, who was it was telling me today that you're actually moving to a more liberal part of
Well,
Texas? I didn't know there was a
Austin.
liberal
Yes, there
part
is.
of Texas.
Austin is
Austin, yeah.
is a liberal wasteland, and I've already told my husband that
Great
if we
music scene.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
that to look
place to
forward to.
visit, but to
Yeah.
live there, no, it's like I said, a liberal wasteland. And I told him, I said, well, if we live in city limits, I'm going to have in the front yard a bright, red blinking light sign that says GOP headquarters. And he said, no, we're going to live outside of city limits, fortunately.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would have been fun too.
Oh, I think that would have been hysterical.
Which was the city that cotton picking mayor was requiring pastors to?
I believe that was Austin.
That was Austin.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mayor was telling pastors that they had to send copies of their sermons for any to check it for any anti-gay.
Right.
Really?
Well, that's because
yeah.
Austin's also a rainbow community.
They have unicorns.
No,
No, they eat a lot of
it's-
Skittles, Gary.
They eat
Please.
Skittles.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
So that is the community, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they.
Now we're looking at Round Rock. We're going north of the city. Round Rock, Georgetown is another city we're looking at. We won't live in Austin.
No, that
No.
sounds bad. What's the altitude? What is there? Is it mountainous or is it all just flat?
Well, there's the hill country is hilly. I wouldn't say they don't have mountains.
Right.
The hill country is it's pretty neat. It's a lot of hills, rocks, and we like to go cycling, so the hills will be nice.
Now you got okay. So you got Texas. You got the bottom of it, which is down in the Mexican border.
Right.
Then you got that top little notch that goes.
Yeah, the
up.
Panhandle. Yeah,
Is
up
that
near.
what that-
Yeah, it's
if
up.
that's what it's called?
Yeah, up in near Oklahoma.
Now where are
and
you
August.
as far as are you like in the middle?
Kind of
or-
middle. Yeah,
So you're not gonna you get illegal immigration isn't a huge problem.
it's probably a huge problem all through the
Oh,
state
it
of
would
Texas.
be in a rainbow community. They would have a lot of it because they're
Yeah.
so liberal. They have to
Yeah.
welcome everybody except
Yeah.
Republicans,
Of course.
right?
Yes, they're gonna love my truck.
Why?
Have you ever seen my tailgate?
No.
No, I was never into bumper stickers until the current administration.
Right.
And now the back of my truck is a billboard against the current administration.
Ah.
Yes, I usually have 12 or 15 bumper stickers against him.
Yeah.
My favorite, and it's funny, the very first one I put on my truck. This is when he ran for office the first time. The very first one I put on has never faded. I've had to replace all my bumper stickers over the years.
Right.
The first one has never faded, and it's my favorite. It says, God and Obama have one thing in common. Neither one have a birth certificate. The only difference, God doesn't think he's Obama. That's my
Yeah.
all-time favorite.
Oh, so I was a jerk in your old committee. She was on judiciary with me.
Oh, I'm
okay.
glad you were.
Yes.
Yes.
What would I do to? I upset your former chairman yesterday.
Oh, well, what did you do to upset Chairman Rowe?
Chairman Rowe, we had a bill to try to fund the police standards and training, and the bill that standards and training, part of its funding comes from a quote-unquote we discussed that today, dedicated fund,
Okay.
which means it's dedicated until we take money out of it.
Right.
But anyway, it was a dedicated fund, and part of it is funded through like fines and things like that, court fees and things. A percentage of it goes into the police standards and training, and Chairman Thal, representative, but he's chairman of criminal justice, had a bill in to try to increase that percentage,
Yeah.
which would detract from a percentage the judiciary would get, which our Supreme Court justice came down and discussed it with us and told us how bad an idea it was. Big surprise there.
Yeah, really.
But anyway, I was looking at the time, and I knew we had 10 minutes left because I had a question. I knew that he was going to get upset, so I waited till we had time. And he said part of the reason that the money is falling off is because of the decline in actually the crime rates and stuff, which I said, okay.
That's good.
So that's good. So there's a defense attorney up there speaking. I think she was speaking against the bill or for it. I don't remember which. But I said, well, wouldn't it be logical or what are you doing to try to increase revenue by increasing the crime rate so that we don't have this problem?
And Jim Monroe didn't like your question?
No, he didn't.
Did he gavel you?
No, he didn't gavel me, but he just sighed and said, see what I got to put up with.
And he shook his head. I know that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know that.
Is he used to you at least?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, he's used to
yeah, he's pretty used to me.
My first term, Representative Hopper came on halfway through. Yeah, they didn't mesh well
Really?
together.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was not. It was. Well, he was. I'm not going to go over that in public, but basically, wasn't that comfortable with me, and I made him uncomfortable with me. And is that fair assessment?
That's a pretty fair assessment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so Friday, I am probably going to be chairman in the afternoon.
You have committee on Friday?
We have committee on Friday. We've got so many bills in the Judiciary Committee.
What's your number this
Half
year?
of them are cotton picking from that what's his name? Brewster.
Ugh, whack job.
You can say that because you're not in the legislature.
Yeah.
I won't say
I
that
would
out
have said
loud.
it. I would have said it anyway.
Yeah.
Didn't. Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
Oh,
Let me guess. It probably has to do with family court.
Some of it, but that's probably the ones that they're hearing in Child and Family. But we've got 3 impeachments.
Yeah.
He wants to impeach the governor.
Oh.
He didn't state a very good reason why.
Well, does that surprise you?
No. He wants to impeach all of the members of the Executive Council,
Oh, okay.
which seems kind of ambitious and fun.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah.
And then he wants to impeach a retired judge.
Really?
Now, if he's retired, how can you impeach a retired judge?
Well, the only thing you would do would be, if you could, which I don't think you can.
I don't think you can. He's retired.
Well, if it was legit, it still was a criminal offense. So maybe you could basically deprive him of some of his retirement fund. I don't know. I don't know what the point.
I still would like to talk to Representative Brewster's constituents and ask why.
What are you thinking?
What were you thinking voting this whack job into office?
How long has he been in?
This is first term.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
been up there forever.
Every day we would see him in judiciary.
Oh, really?
He would come in and whining about something or other.
Right.
He's special.
He sounds it.
Yeah. He's.
But he sounds ambitious. I got to give him that. He sounds like he's got pizzazz.
Oh, he's got something. I don't know if I'd call it pizzazz though.
He had two bills yesterday. I've forgotten what they were because you read down. I shouldn't admit that, but basically you read down what is the bill, what's the title, what's the subject. You look at the sponsor, you go, jeez.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, no, I'm done. I know
Yeah.
ITL. I know how I'm voting on that one.
Wow.
Actually, I don't do that. I actually read it to find out because, even a blind dog finds a bone once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
for sure.
I read it to try to find out if there's some sort of
I always read the bills.
jewel in there that you but no, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Now, what's the total number of bills for judiciary this year? Do you know?
I've forgotten. I think
I know, my
60 comes to mind.
Oh,
But
that's
Wow.
nothing.
no, it's more
No.
than that then. It's
Okay,
gotta
yeah.
be more.
Because my first year, my freshman term, we had 88 bills in judiciary.
Wow.
It
Did
was
you do
insane.
Fridays?
No, we didn't do Friday. I don't remember. I was the clerk too, freshman clerk. It was insane. I don't know if we did or not. I think we did a couple Mondays. I don't know if we did. I don't remember if we did Fridays, but it seemed we were there all the time.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're there. We're going to be there
Yeah,
a lot
all
for the
the
next
time.
few weeks. So
Yeah.
it's pretty brutal. Hey, Lynette has her own show,
Oh,
Yes, late night with Lynette.
Late Night with Lynette, down in the big city of Merrimack.
yeah.
That town, big town of Merrimack. We're not a city. We're a town.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Toll Booth Town, as I've heard it
Yeah.
referred to.
Toll Town.
Toll Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toll Town.
Yep.
Sounds like Toll House.
Or Sign
Cookie.
City, because of that big honker sign for the Merrimack Outlet Mall that you can see, I think, from Massachusetts.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh my word, it's an eyesore. Yeah.
Really? Where's
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh, it's huge. If you come in Everett Turnpike North, you cannot miss the thing.
Oh, you would be
They
amazed at what I
they
can
had
miss.
all sorts of. Well, Merrimack has a sign ordinance. It's only supposed to be a certain size, but the outlet mall was allowed to go bigger because bigger is
Ah.
better.
Bigger is better.
Yes.
Yes.
And this sign can be. I think you can actually pick it up on Google Maps.
I was gonna
It's
say,
so
can you see
big.
it from space?
I'm sure. I'm sure you can. It's huge.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you usually start your show off with an attack on Hillary, right?
No, first it's a Maggie moment. First I
Maggie
attack our
moment.
governor.
What Maggie moment did you use this week? Or are you using this week?
I haven't taped the show yet this
So
week.
what are you going to use though?
Oh, I have all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and then I have a Hillary happening.
Hillary happening?
Yes, and she's known as Hilarious Clinton on my show.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the show? Or are you gonna do a new version of the show when you're in Texas? Or what?
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully I can continue in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to. You got the credentials. You got a good voting record. There's not going to be, if you start getting active in politics, they're going to look up your record and go, oh,
Right.
God, she's one
Yeah,
of us.
I think I have to wait. I think it's usually like 2 years to establish residency.
Oh, I'm not talking about running for office. I'm
Oh, yeah,
talking,
no,
I'm
I'm gonna
talking
run
about just getting
Yeah.
involved. In,
Oh yeah, I'll get involved definitely, and I'm hoping I can have a show. In about 2 years, probably looking to running for state rep again. You're gonna
How many
be-
state reps do they get down there?
I don't know. I'm sure not as many as
Yeah.
New Hampshire. I don't know how that works. So I'll have to look into it.
That'd be wicked cool if you could do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Now they have constitutional carry now, right? Or do they?
Did that pass?
They did pass. It was just signed. Yes, it was just signed in. Yes.
Okay.
So you don't even have to get a permit when you get there.
No,
Wow.
I know. I'm excited.
So, I don't know if it was, but I think it was before you got in. Tomorrow at around 2ish, if you got to check the calendar, they've got one of the libs got a bill in to require liability insurance. for your
I saw that.
firearms.
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah,
Whack job.
I'd never heard of such a thing until
Yeah.
Gary mentioned it, and I looked on my phone. I guess New York State's trying to do something like that too, but I assume, none of this.
She needs a new hobby.
Who is it?
This is some stinking Demorat.
Oh,
Oh, am I allowed to say that on your show?
Demorat?
Demorat.
I don't think it's one of the 7 dirty words.
is it?
I haven't listened to the 7 dirty words in a while.
Would you used to listen to them?
Yeah, just to make sure, so I don't mess up
Oh,
on the air and say
I thought it was
something
like
bad.
in a song or something.
No.
Yeah.
We've got 7 deadly words, they are. And then you fill in.
Right, that's a great idea.
I know.
That'd be a
Yeah.
good way to teach
You see,
children not
you
to say
should
those
sing at the
things.
well sometime.
I should.
Now you're going to be extremely jealous.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it was 2 weeks ago. I had Vermin Supreme on my show.
Oh, actually, I've interviewed Vermin Supreme on my show.
Whoa.
I had him on my show. It was just way
But did you have him in person?
yes.
All right, so you're ahead of me. I just had him on for a phone interview.
Sat right beside him.
Yeah.
That was
he
just-
is great.
Way too cool for words.
I got to.
It was still, when I did a show, was it last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last week I did a show, there's still glitter.
Yes, it's still glitter on the table and the floor.
I was going to say, 4 years ago, I saw him in person at an event, and I got to see him live. Glitter Bomb Randall Terry.
Oh, too funny. No, he glitter bombed the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, he thought of it as the show was winding down, and they kept it on for a few seconds just so you could see the glitter.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
didn't plan well. So
Yeah.
I didn't get covered in glitter.
Oh,
That's
okay.
nice.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, and he forgot to hit his button for the chicken music to play because he had
Oh.
it there.
Yeah.
He had the red button on the table, and usually, if he's coming to his end, he usually hits that, and the chicken song plays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he forgot to hit that. So
Was he wearing his boot?
of course, and about 10 ties, his jacket, some kind of red cape, and Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Wow. Well, you got to figure. I mean, he's already outlasted Lindsey Graham and
Yeah.
George Pataki. and
Exactly.
So he's
That is a
doing well.
true statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well.
They
Probably-
didn't let him in that underdog debate or whatever it was called, though.
Yeah.
No.
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 So what else has happened? Also, so yeah, we got 2 abortion bills Friday, so I'm chairing the afternoon abortion bill, and that should be fun. We got a few. I think we got like, what did I say on your show? Like 8 or more
Something like that,
abortion
yeah.
bills this
Right,
year.
yeah. Now, Friday's also the first in the nation, so I guess you guys don't get to go to that.
First in the nation of what?
You know, that town hall thing in Nashua that the New Hampshire GOP's putting on? Saturday, there's going to be, I think, 8 of the Republican presidential candidates are going to be there on Saturday.
Right.
But it starts Friday afternoon, I believe.
Oh, I wouldn't want to go down to that. It's too crowded.
Oh.
I don't like huge crowds. I try to avoid them just because it's I don't know. You can't really have a conversation.
Yeah.
It's too crowded, really.
True.
You know, you just.
But that place is so big that it
Oh, really?
it won't be too crowded.
What is it?
The Radisson in Nashua. It's
Oh,
not at the Crown
okay.
Plaza this time, which is nice. Everything's at the Crown Plaza.
Is Trump going to be there?
I hope so.
So who you support? You still haven't decided, have you?
I have 4 or 5. I haven't said yet.
4 or 5 different possibilities?
But no,
I didn't even know there were that many.
Well, there's things I like about 4 or 5. If they could take them all, a little piece of all of them, and put them in together for one, it'd be an awesome candidate.
Yeah, but they'd be all dead.
This is true.
Will you still be here for the primary? Or
Yes, I'll
Oh,
be here
okay.
for the primary. Ooh, I wonder if I can. If Texas has a primary, maybe I'll vote in 2 primaries this year. I could be like one of Martha Fuller Clark's residents.
Right,
Yes.
right.
I'll have to, stay at her house the next time I'm in New Hampshire because hey, I voted twice in 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
Not in the same day, but 2
Right,
primaries.
right.
That'd be exciting. Yeah, I can see how the other half lives.
Right, exactly. Pretend you're a Democrat for a day.
I don't think I can. I can't think like they do, fortunately.
So anyway, what else? Oh, this is what I was looking at today. We had
Constitution.
the Constitution. What is it? We had a bill in today to legalize Keno again.
Oh, brother.
And so I was looking at, and this is what I don't understand, because in part 1 of our state constitution, let's go to part 1. What is it?
Are the glasses just for show?
No, those are for long distance, for driving and stuff. Want
to borrow my readers?
No, I don't. I do not. On a scale of 1 to 10, no. But if you look at like Article 6 of the New Hampshire Constitution, it basically, it fundamentally says that morality and piety are fundamentally necessary for good governance.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's specifically talking about teaching children. And for those who don't know, piety is a reverence for God and family.
Yep.
So moral, family values, and
So Keno is against our Constitution.
well,
I
it
would
actually is worse than that, because this is I had to find it today because I had forgotten where it was. This is Part 2 of the New Hampshire Constitution, Article 5, the power to make laws, affect official defined powers to do the impossible, and further full power and authority to hereby given and granted to said general court, which is the New Hampshire State Legislature, from time to time to make, ordain, and establish all manner of wholesome and reasonable orders, laws. So whatever laws we if you want to read that, whatever laws that we implement or pass should be the standard, is that they're wholesome. And if you look up wholesome, see what it says.
Yeah, but not everyone agrees that that there's anything not wholesome about. I don't even really know what Keno is. I mean, I know it's a gambling thing,
Yeah,
but
it's a wicked gambling thing.
but
It's basically
I don't really.
I think it's a video game / gambling.
Yeah, I like the new attendance pin.
That isn't new. That's probably
Oh, that's not what
that's
the.
like 4 terms ago.
Oh wow. So
I
what's
like
the,
this one because it goes with the jacket.
Oh, there you go. So what's the color pin for this term?
It's like it's almost like this color,
Oh wow.
that blue.
So, definitions for wholesome: conducive to or suggestive of good health and physical well-being.
Right.
Also, conducive to or promoting moral well-being,
Right.
as in like good, wholesome fun.
So I don't see how Keno fits into that category.
You don't have a good copy of the state constitution.
What do you mean I don't have a good copy?
I have one with. Well, I don't think you'd like him either. I had Speaker O'Brien in my.
Oh, I don't
constitution.
dislike him.
Oh, he's been on the show a bunch
He
of
was,
times.
actually, he was on what, a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
right? 2
yeah.
weeks ago?
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, with
with-
Heidi Cruz
Oh wow.
and Bob Smith.
Wow.
We
But
had
that was
like a
fun show.
trifecta.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it was actually really nice.
Oh, cool.
No, I don't. I just disagree with him on stuff.
Right.
and
Okay. Yeah, I know you disagree on a few things.
on a few things. So that's
Yeah.
not the same as disliking.
There you go.
You know, there's
Yep.
a lot. That's what I try to tell people when they're new up to the state house is you're going to disagree with the Democrats on a lot of stuff, but you don't hate them.
Right.
Like, you remember Rick Watrous?
Oh yeah.
You didn't like him? I saw your eyes. Your eyes said
No,
you
I
didn't
just don't like the way he voted, and some of
Oh,
his
I didn't like the way he
comments-
voted.
Painful. He was a nice guy, but painful in judiciary.
Oh, I don't
He
know.
was always bringing the death bills.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
assisted suicide, because
Yeah.
his dad, I guess, was really, really sick before he died or something
Mm.
like that.
My mother was.
Yeah.
I mean, I just went through it with my mother.
Yeah,
She died of cancer.
right?
Nope. Didn't need to bump her off.
See, my kids have it agreed that basically they're not going to do assisted suicide or anything else. They're just going to not let me back in the house until I,
Sure, yeah.
you know,
Right. Until you work it out or not.
or not.
Yeah, there you go. No, I've
Dad, you're really
put
sick.
my-
You really shouldn't be in the house. You got to stay outside.
No, I put my daughters to ease. I told them if I start, losing it, and don't let me be a burden. I said, buy me one last frappuccino or a cappuccino, depending on what time of year. Put me on a start of a trailhead, and say, Mama, go for a hike, and just let nature take its course. Either
Right.
hypothermia or wild animals at night. Just let me go off in the woods, and
Yeah, but is
That
that going
sounds like assisted suicide to me.
No, it's not.
How's
no,
that any different?
it's not any assistance at all.
Send me
no
out into the
assistance.
woods and I'll get hypothermia?
I said just drive, and they said no, they couldn't do that because then their hand, they said I said okay, have me drive there, and then you can take my car. Just let me drive.
I'm not seeing really the difference here
not-
conceptually.
No, they're not giving me a drug. It's letting nature take its course.
Okay.
Also, you're not. The difference, I think, really, and if you get serious about it, is state sanctioned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once the state sanctions it, then you get into
Elder abuse and the special
Yeah.
needs people get. If you have say you're 60, your parents die. You're 60. You have a brother that's special needs. You're now in charge of your brother. You don't want
Yeah.
to be saddled taking care of him. Assisted suicide will take care of that for you.
over time. I think you will end up there. You have to end up there because there is going to be. I mean, there's already a move afoot to, and I bet you if you interviewed, I think Bill Gates was one of them. Some of the elites, they're absolutely convinced that we just have too many people.
Vermin Supreme thinks we do.
And none of those people that believe we have too many people volunteer to start with themselves.
Of course not.
So they're a little bit hypocritical about that. So the probability, and now that our society is becoming more and more secular, there's really no, if you exclude the Bible or the Constitution, because you have to exclude that too, because they're really, if you just speak logically and just using logic and using secularism or humanism, there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to end the life of people who, in your view, aren't don't have a quality of life.
Of course, they go for survival of the fittest.
Exactly.
If you don't fit, if you set a standard, and if they're below the standard, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what basically it's what happened in Germany, because whether you like it or not, the German people and Hitler believed that the Jews were subhuman.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so they were not worthy of life. It's just
Yeah.
a lot. If you
It's
believe
eugenics, really.
if you believe a certain class of people, like Margaret Sanger was the same way.
Right.
If you believe a certain class of people are not really human, then those people are a drag on society. If you look at, I had this discussion about coy dogs in New Hampshire, because a lot of people believe there's coy dogs, like they're half dog and half wolf or half coyote.
Right. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know that
Yeah,
was
co-
a
That's
thing.
what it was
Huh.
supposed to,
Yeah.
but that is not true. Because what happened is if a dog got a coyote, or in New Hampshire they're actually half coyote and half red wolf. If a dog got one of those pregnant, they would kill the babies,
Okay.
because those are it's strictly at that point instinctual. Those puppies are a drag on the pack,
Yeah.
because they aren't physically going to stand up, so they just kill them. And so if you're going to just look at life humanistically, it is not unreasonable to end the lives of people who are a drag on society. Margaret Sanger,
Right. That's why she kind of wanted the abortion bill passed.
Margaret
rid of-
Sanger is the founder of Planned Parenthood and
Okay,
everything
yeah.
else, and she wanted to get rid of all the black
Blacks.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was her thing. And
It was a lower race. They weren't as smart, and she just went on and on. And yeah.
That's where Planned Parenthood started. Was
Yeah.
Margaret
Right.
Sanger.
I read that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so if you look at life like Hitler did, like a lot of people have throughout history, as just secular, just practical, if you can find people that are just a drag on society, I think national health care is going to get us there a lot quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Because eventually they'll say, well, you're 85 years old and you've got this disease. Yes, we could treat you, but you're really only going to get 3 more years of life, and the life won't be that great a quality. So we're just going to,
Although some of that goes on anyway. Like I've read
to
that,
a point.
For example, men who get, because for men, prostate cancer is very common, and I've read that very oftentimes, older males like above 70, if they get prostate cancer, they don't even talk about trying to get rid of it. It becomes about managing it at that point, and the attitude is, well, why bother to
Yeah.
Right.
try to kill it off?
My husband's doctor, because my husband had prostate cancer, said that that every male will get prostate cancer if they live long enough.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Now, fortunately, my husband, they found it real early and in
Good.
early stages. He's been cancer free now over 3 years.
Good.
But yeah, every male will have it if they live long enough. Yeah,
Interesting.
So
scary.
Get out early.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, but that stuff about getting rid of people, but if you look at the Constitution where it says you can't be denied life, liberty, or you look at the Bible where God created you for a purpose, so your life actually does have purpose regardless of whether anybody else can see it. That's the rub. So what are we going to do? If you want a secular society, you're going to end up with a lot of assisted suicide. It's
Oh, yeah.
It's going to
And
reach.
elder abuse and also the special needs.
Yep.
Yep. And the Unaffordable Care Act kind of is already starting to dictate that.
Yep.
You're too old for tests, surgeries, things like no, don't waste the money. And the special needs, well, they don't know what's wrong anyway, so
Right.
don't bother.
Yeah. But anyway, on that cheery note, we'll see you next week. Thank you, Lynette.
Thank you.
Thank you.